The Galactic Council had made their assessment of humanity based on careful observation. Small teeth, forward-facing eyes suitable for gathering fruits, and a documented preference for agriculture over hunting in their modern societies. The classification was clear in their xenobiology reports. Homo sapiens, peaceful herbivorous species, suitable for agricultural labor and diplomatic roles. Ambassador Canet sat quietly in the council chambers as the Crithari delegate, a towering reptilian creature with razor-sharp claws, dismissed humanity's petition for military alliance. "The humans are soft creatures," hissed General Vextar, his forked tongue tasting the air dismissively. "They grow plants and speak of peace. What use are herbivores against the devourer fleet?" Beside Kanat, Lieutenant Malice maintained her diplomatic composure, though her knuckles whitened as she gripped her datapad. She had fought in 3 colonial wars before joining the diplomatic corps, but the council didn't need to know that yet. "Honored delegates," Kanat said, rising slowly. "Perhaps there has been a misunderstanding about human nature." "Misunderstanding?" The Zephyrian representative's crystalline form chimed with amusement. "Your species lacks natural weapons. No claws, no fangs, no armored hide. Your jaw structure indicates a diet of soft vegetation. This is simple biological analysis." Kanat nodded thoughtfully. "May I request a demonstration opportunity?" General Vextar's eyes gleamed with predatory interest. "What kind of demonstration, herbivore?" "A simple meal," Kanat replied, "to better illustrate human dietary habits." 20 minutes later, the council chamber had been converted into an impromptu dining area. The delegates watched with curiosity as human staff brought in covered dishes. The aroma that filled the chamber caused several carnivorous species to lean forward with interest, while the herbivorous delegates looked puzzled. Kanat uncovered the first dish, revealing a perfectly prepared steak, barely seared and still red in the center. Without ceremony, he cut into it with a simple knife, the blade slicing through the meat with practiced ease. "Impossible," whispered Counselor Thylon, a peaceful bovine species. "The proteins, the blood," but Kanat wasn't finished. He moved to the second dish, roasted bone marrow, the hollow bone split lengthwise and filled with rich, gelatinous marrow that glistened under the chamber's lights. The silence in the room was absolute as Kanat picked up one of the bones. With deliberate precision, he positioned it against the edge of the table and brought his fist down sharply. The bone cracked with a sound that echoed through the chamber like a gunshot. Several delegates jerked backward. The Zephyrian's crystalline form actually darkened with what humans had learned was their equivalent of alarm. Kanat lifted the cracked bone to his lips and, maintaining eye contact with General Vextar, sucked the rich marrow from within. The sound was visceral, primal, the sound of a predator claiming sustenance from prey. "Sweet protein," he said quietly, setting down the empty bone. "Human children are weaned on bone broth. We crack bones to get to the marrow because we learned over millions of years that the richest nutrients hide in the hardest places." Lieutenant Malice stepped forward, her diplomatic facade dropping slightly. "Honored delegates, humans are omnivores. We eat plants, yes, but we also hunt. We track prey across continents. We develop tools not just to build, but to kill more efficiently." Kanat wiped his mouth with a cloth, the gesture somehow more threatening than any weapon display. "You see soft creatures because you observe our civilization, not our evolution. We are apex predators who learned to farm because it was more efficient than hunting everything to extinction." General Vextar's tail lashed nervously. "But your teeth are designed for both plant and animal matter," Kanat explained, pulling back his lips to reveal his canine teeth. "These are for tearing meat. Our forward-facing eyes aren't for gathering fruit. They're for tracking prey with binocular vision. We are persistence hunters, General. We run our prey to exhaustion over days if necessary." He cracked another bone, the sound making several delegates flinch. "Our ancestors hunted mammoths with sharpened sticks. We brought down creatures 10 times our size through pack coordination and tool use. We didn't stop being predators when we learned to grow wheat. We just got better at choosing our battles." The chamber erupted in nervous chatter as the full implications sank in. The peaceful herbivores they'd dismissed had just demonstrated not only their carnivorous capabilities, but their casual comfort with violence. Counselor Thylon's voice trembled. "The devourer fleet, they're pure carnivores, aggressive hunters who have never faced prey that hunts back," Malice interrupted smoothly. They consume civilizations like animals consume plants. But humans? We've spent our entire evolutionary history as both predator and prey. We know how to be patient, how to adapt, how to turn weaknesses into advantages. Cannot cracked a third bone, the marrow disappearing with that same primal sound. The devourers expect to hunt civilized creatures who have forgotten violence. But humans never forgot. We just got better at it. General Vextar's voice was barely a whisper. How many humans are there? 8 billion, Malice replied. And every single one of them is descended from the most successful predators in our planet's history. The vote for military alliance passed unanimously. As the delegates filed out, many giving the human ambassadors a wide berth cannot turn to Malice. Think we made our point? She smiled, revealing her own perfectly evolved predator teeth. I believe they understand now that it's not the size of the teeth that matters. It's the mind that decides when to use them. Outside, the galaxy's perception of humanity shifted forever. The gentle herbivores were gone, replaced by something far more dangerous. Thinking predators with opposable thumbs and 8 billion years of evolutionary refinement in the art of survival.